Hello, Princess Casserole here, and I am here to bring you a different kind of video that I am calling Learn from My Jewelry Mistakes. So I'm actually hoping to not have a lot of these videos, but the aim of them is if I go to the thrift store or an antique store or somewhere and I buy something and bring it home and realize I paid way too much, or it's not what I thought it was, or just something that I've learned that I want to share with you guys. So this necklace I had seen at an antique store, and I've bought things from that antique store before from the same lady that I bought this from, and she's a very nice lady. She's pretty knowledgeable. I've bought, for example, Bakelite from her before, brought it home, tested it, and posted it on Facebook, and all indications are it is Bakelite, and I've bought other things from her that turned out well also. So it was somebody that, I trusted, and when I bring you this and tell you this, I am pretty certain that she thought that what she was saying was correct as well. So, again, nothing against her. The only thing is, when I first saw this, she told me that this was a necklace from the Art Nouveau period. And I didn't look up the exact dates for Art Nouveau, but Art Deco is the era after Art Nouveau, and Art Deco starts in about 1920s, I believe. I think Art Nouveau is like the 1900s. I'm sure someone in the comments, or I can put in the description box what the exact time periods are. Actually, I will put the exact years in the description bar. So she said this necklace was from the Art Nouveau period. And from what I know about the Art Nouveau period, which isn't as much as Art Deco, because I don't find as many pieces from the Art Nouveau era as I do Art Deco. And I'm familiar with the Art Deco architecture, and so not as familiar with the Art Nouveau. So I saw it, and I knew Art Nouveau does have themes of nature and flowers, and there are some fairies in Art Nouveau. They're scrolling and just kind of beautiful. They're not angular like the Art Deco style is. So I had no reason to question it from what the subject matter was. So I went and I looked and I thought about it, and I didn't buy it that first day. I was thinking about it, and so I told my mother, for Christmas, why don't you give me the money and I will buy this necklace that I've been thinking about from this antique store. And so she did, and I bought it from her. She gave me a pretty good deal. I think it might have been $25, could have even been a little less. So it wasn't an extremely high price. I still think it's reasonable now. So when I bought this and I brought it home, on the way home I started thinking, I don't think that this is genuinely from the Art Nouveau period. And the reason I thought that is on the back here there's glue, and it's also down here as well. Now, something back then, they didn't even really have plastics. It was before Bakelite. I highly doubt they would have glue back then. And I don't think that this is really made in a way that it would withstand not having any glue on there, just because it doesn't go over enough here or up enough here in the back to really make it, you know, be able to stand on its own. So as I was thinking about that and driving home, I just knew that, you know, it's a reproduction, and it's a beautiful reproduction. And I knew for certain that, you know, this is not an old chain. You can tell, you know, from a lot of the older chains will not have like the knob. They look different, and a lot of the chains don't really look like this is a newer chain. So I knew that too, the chain didn't really go with the necklace, but that's fine. You know, a lot of times you'll find beautiful pendants where the chain doesn't really match. So that didn't really tip me off one way or the other. And it shouldn't. You know, a lot of times, unless you really want to make sure that it's genuine, the whole necklace, I wouldn't really pay attention. Make sure it's silver, and, you know, your pendant's silver, and I think you'll be fine. But when I got it home, I noticed, and this is really hard to see. So you could see the date, 99. There's a copy right there. It does say 925 up here. Again, it's very hard to see, just like it's hard for me to see. So I know it's tough coming in camera here. And then AICC, you can kind of see that, the name, at least that's what I'm thinking it is in the back. So, you know, I saw that and like, yeah, this is a reproduction piece. Not all reproduction pieces are bad. Some of them are absolutely gorgeous. You know, the 1928 jewelry is a lot of times reproductions, and those necklaces can go for, you know, a decent amount of money, and they're usually really well made. So this piece is very well made, and it is silver. It's on a silver chain. The style, like I said, is beautiful. I still enjoy it. I don't think, you know, I'm not saying I got ripped off or anything. I just, sometimes I think you need to do your own research as a buyer and not just rely on what the seller is saying, so that you know what you're getting. And, you know, sometimes you could have the opposite, where someone's saying, oh, this is a reproduction, but because of what you know that it's actually not a reproduction. It is actually from, you know, the Art Nouveau, Art Deco time frames. So, what did I do wrong? This was in a box, you know, like one of the velvet boxes like this. It was pinned in, and I didn't take it out. So I should have taken it out, and I should have looked for markings on it, and that was my bad. Again, I was just so excited, and I really liked it, and I wanted it, and I didn't do my due diligence, so that's on me. So I would say take it out of the boxes, and, you know, the seller should be fine with that, and to let you look at any markings that might be on there. This one you wouldn't have needed a loop for. They're hard to see, but it's not because it's tiny. It's just kind of the way that it is and the reflection of the light. Second thing I would say is make sure that you look at how something's constructed. Sometimes the findings, like the jump rings, are they welded, and how well are they made, and things like that can give you a clue. And in this case, how is it put together? How is it constructed? It's constructed with glue. Just kind of knowing the history too of things, and when things were invented and when things started being used is, you know, obviously very helpful in making sure that you know what you're buying. So the more that I go out and I see, the more I learn, and the better educated consumer that I am. And so that's why I'm always going to antique shops and watching other ladies on YouTube's videos, and also other men on YouTube's videos. I'm in Facebook groups for vintage and antique jewelry. I pick up books where I can, and I look at things on the internet. So just, you know, educating yourself, I think, is important. So I would love to hear from you guys, so I don't feel so silly myself. What is something that you guys have picked up, be it from the thrift store, an antique store, or anywhere, and you thought it was something and you brought it home and you found out that it wasn't what you thought it was, or maybe it wasn't as valuable as you thought it was, and any lessons you might have learned and tips that you might want to give to everybody else. Leave those in the comment section. I would be very interested to hear that. And this is Princess Casserole. I will see you in my next video. Please comment and like if you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more. Again, I hope not to have a lot of these because it means that I made a mistake, but I don't mind sharing my mistakes with all of you if it means that you can learn.